Hey guys, what's up? Mike Locke here. Thanks for tuning in to another video blog. In this video, I want to touch on the idea of work-life balance, in terms of for web designers and entrepreneurs. How many hours is expected for someone to put in? How do you balance a family? How do you balance sleep and doing all this stuff, full-time job and pursuing your dreams? How does all that work? This came up because recently I put out a picture of a quote from Earl Nightingale, old school popular motivational speaker. And the quote, and I'm paraphrasing, it talks about never give up on your dreams, because never give up on your dreams based on how long it's going to take, because the time is going to pass anyway, you know. And it's a cool quote. I posted it up on my blog, sent it to Twitter. Positive feedback all the way around. One comment from someone saying, Mike, how do I balance 9 to 5, wanting to do a blog? I need sleep. I don't know how, you know, basically like he's not agreeing that it's all hunky-dory. It's all like, happy-go-lucky type of pursue your dreams. If people have families, people need to work, people have mortgages, people have car payments, people have bills that they have to pay. They just can't pursue their dreams. You know, how does all that work? About several years ago, around 2008, I was inspired to start my YouTube blog from being inspired from a guy named Gary Vaynerchuk. Now, I'll post a link to the video that I initially saw from Gary Vaynerchuk. It's in the description box. But Gary Vaynerchuk, a lot of you who've been following me for a long time know who Gary Vaynerchuk is. He's huge in the entrepreneurial world in terms of blogging, not so much in web design world, because he's not a web designer. He's more of a entrepreneur, social, internet marketer. He started blogging by reviewing wine. He's a wine connoisseur, and he would review wine, and he set up videos like this, and he would review wines, and his show became very popular. He parlayed that into book writings. He wrote books. He does a lot of keynote speaking and stuff like that. And he's a very inspirational guy for me in terms of the blogging world. His initial video, the one I'm going to link to the description, he says something in the video. He speaks out to the crowd and he says, "Stop doing stuff you hate." Okay, he goes, "Please stop doing stuff you hate." And this was after he started to become big. He was going to launch his first book, and he was getting popular. He got picked up by like Conan O'Brien, and he was getting interviewed by all these different people. So he started telling people, he was basically promoting, like, he followed his dream. He followed the things that he was passionate about, and he was trying to tell that to everyone else. And in some of the comments, in like his blog post, when he first posted this video out several years back, people will say, "Gary, how can I stop doing stop my 9 to 5 and just follow my dreams? Okay, how does that work?" He followed up and answered it, and he said, he goes, "I'm not saying leave your job, but from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m., it's a lot of time to do damage in that particular time frame. Okay? 9 to 12 midnight, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. in the morning, 3 hours here and there. There's a lot of time to do damage." And that's exactly how web designers need to approach things. I have a full-time job. I have a family, wife, 2 kids, a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old. They take up 99% of my time. I'm not even gonna lie. I go to work. I don't even go golf with my friends or anything like that. I come home, we have dinner, we go out to dinner. My family is with me. We're like this, okay? My family is with me 24/7 when I'm not at work, per se. But the reality is, kids, they have to go to bed. They should have a schedule. 8:30, 9:30 max, okay? My kids sometimes stay a little bit later, but we try to get them to bed at a certain point. Okay, my wife and I, we chill, we're watching TV shows, we both have our laptops open, we're chatting. At that moment, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. in the morning, that's your time to do damage. So if you're building a business, you're building a blog, you're building a website, or you're working on a website for a client, or you're building your portfolio, or watching tutorials and things like that, those are the hours that is dedicated that you should look to do your most damage, okay, in those particular hours, okay? Some of you might say, but 1 a.m. I got to get up 6 a.m. in the morning. So what? Okay? There's going to be times where you might have to, go on 5 hours of sleep for like 5 days or so. And what you do is you take a day off and you catch up on your sleep. Okay? And that's basically what every entrepreneur, every web designer has to do in order to achieve things beyond the average. Okay? What do you expect? To go to bed at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m., wake up at 7 a.m. and expect to have something more than the average person? It doesn't work that way. You have to hustle. And I tell people this all the time. It doesn't matter if you have a family. When they go to bed, when you kiss your wife, when you get home, spend time with them. I'm all for family. I would never give my family up for success or anything like that. Have family, but take a few hours after hours when they're asleep to do your work, to do your damage. Okay, you have to. That's the only way that you're going to kind of get above the average and start achieving things that you want. And going back, when Gary Vaynerchuk said, stop doing stuff you hate, I knew it right away. I knew I wasn't going to quit my job because actually I was happy at my job. I was working at Fox, making over $100,000. It wasn't about not being happy for me. It was about wanting more. Being an entrepreneur, I want to, if I'm making $100,000, how can I get to $200,000? How can I get to 300, 400, 500, 600, etc. Okay, so it's really not about hating your job. It's just in that zone where you're in. If you're working at McDonald's, if you're working retail, if you're working at some place and you're making $35,000, $40,000 an hour and you think it's hard, don't quit. Never quit. Okay, you never want to quit your full-time job because that puts extra stress on you and that's unhealthy. Stay with your job. If you're working retail, ask for more hours. The point is, there's always going to be that 3 to 4 hour period at night when you can do your damage and you have to hustle. And that's where you're going to be working on the things that you love. So when Gary Vaynerchuk says, stop doing stuff you hate, and when I say follow your dreams and all that stuff, you want to become a web designer, you want to become a UI designer, you want to land a job, yes, you can. Follow those things. And what you do is you follow those things during those hours, okay? 10 p.m. to midnight, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m., 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. sometimes, okay? If you have to. Yeah, you're going to be sleepy, but you're going to have a day or so to catch up during the week. And you just go from there, okay? And it's all about hustling. And basically, that's how an entrepreneur, that's how web designers, that's how we all have to do in order to achieve the things that we want. And I wouldn't have it any other way because it's fun, it's exciting, the opportunities that's out there. It's up to you. It's up to you to put in that work, and it's all there for you for the taking, so to speak, okay? So that's my message for today. It's, work-life balance, yes, family is important, but 7 p.m. to 11, 8 to midnight, 9 to 1, or 10 to 1 a.m. in the morning, that's your time to do damage, all right? Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully this was inspirational. Like the video. If you haven't, subscribed to my YouTube channel. Check me out on my website, mlwebco.com. If you have any questions on all these things and my website, hit me up. Use my contact link on my website, and I'll be happy to answer any questions for you guys. And we'll chat soon. All right, peace.